Walternate is the man whose son was stolen by Walter. And so this man came home from work one day and his wife said, "Oh, but I gave you our son." He said, "No, you didn't, I've been at work." So you can imagine that this would create a tremendous rage and a tremendous knowledge that his son had been stolen, and he would be smart enough to know what happened.
Walternate is a hard ass, so I don't think he's ever going to be a lovable character. But I think you can make a really good case for why he is the way he is. His son was kidnapped. There are ongoing fringe events happening all over the place that are causing massive destruction, and he feels like he's been invaded. He feels like we're an aggressive force. He's trying to defend his world.
I am not a lover of war, but I have reason to believe that these invaders are anything but peaceful.
I think the Colonel Broyles, the alternate Broyles, thinks that Walternate is a noble guy. But I do think that as the season goes on, he starts to question his judgment. He starts to see how personally Walternate is taking this. I assume this is the time to ask you why. Why is it necessary?
You don't need to worry about that just yet. We're all driven by certain things, you know. It's understandable that he's driven by something, but I think also that he has the interests of his world, because without his world, he is not. I'm sure you understand what this would mean to our cause. We'd be able to defend ourselves against the other side.
I don't trust him, but it could be because I can't see him as an individual. I can only see him connected to our Walter over here. Of course, choosing between those two guys, you're gonna choose this Walter because he's silly and he's lovable and he's great, but that doesn't mean that Walternate is a bad guy. And I am waiting for the episode that I read to find out whether or not his intentions are really for the best in his universe, or if they really are more linked to a personal vendetta that he might have against our Walter Bishop.
Their attempt to penetrate our world created the pattern of destruction that we struggle with daily.
I'm not a big believer in an eye for an eye, but he didn't fire the first shot. I'm actually very sympathetic to Walternate. I think that he's doing the best he can with the limited amount of knowledge, but a massive amount of intelligence that he has to patch together the world that he lives in, to protect it from what he has convinced himself is an aggressive invader. People have gone to war for far, 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 far less.
Nature doesn't recognize good and evil. Nature only recognizes balance and imbalance. Is Walternate overtly evil because he leads his world the way he does, or is he in fact just being a good leader trying to do the right thing? I intend to restore balance to our world, whatever it takes.